Can you take us through what that felt like? Just a signature moment for the franchise so early, scoring that goal, and what was going through your mind after that happened?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime you even a series out, it's a big goal. I thought for the most part we played well all night. We had a lot of chances, and I mean that's a really good team over there. So we're we've been kind of the underdog from day one, and we're just trying to fight back into this series. So we still got a lot of work ahead of us.
You guys came out really intense to start the game, but it seemed like that got ratcheted up even more after McCann went down. What was the mindset like on the team after that play?
Yeah, I mean, you lose a big piece of your team. That kind of obviously hurt us, but I think the identity of this group that we've had all year has kind of been our depth, and we've had guys step out or step in all year long. I don't know what the stat is, but we have a lot of guys who have produced this year from top to bottom. So, like I said, that's been the identity from day one of this team. So, Jared obviously losing him is a huge piece, but. I thought we responded and obviously, stayed with him most of the game and then found a way to win.
Hey, Jordan, in terms of the way you all were able to forecheck, be aggressive, push, bump, textbook-wise, is that kind of performance like what you guys look at trying to do every single game? And it's been a long season, but if you had to evaluate that defensive performance, like was that one of the best, or how would you assess it?
Arguably, they have one of the best D-corps as far as mobility back there in the league. They're not easy group to forecheck. They can move, they can shimmy shake you, and they're jumping in everywhere. I think we did a pretty good job of containing them. Obviously, they're going to get chances. They're the defending Cup champions for a reason. But if we can try and limit their time and space as much as we can and get there before they can move and then stay above them, obviously, when they're trying to jump up. I thought for the most part we did a good job of that. I think, like I mentioned before, we still got a lot of work ahead of us here, but it's huge to obviously even the series.
Jordan, I don't know if you got a chance to look at the replay of the Makar hit on McCann, but just what was the level of frustration across the team on that hit, and what did you think of it?
As far as from a view from the bench and what we saw, I just saw the puck go to play and then him get hit. So, that's as far as I'm going to comment on it.
Jordan, when Jaden takes that penalty there in overtime, how much is the focus like we can't let this opportunity go? We've got to get it right now. Yeah,
you've seen a lot of the OT goals in the playoffs. A lot of them, especially early on, have been odd man or on the power play. It's kind of been a sore spot for us in the series so far as far as producing with the man advantage. I know we got one late last game, and maybe that kickstarted us a bit. We get one early in the game, and then obviously the winner. So, I think special teams, especially early in the first round, you see all the penalties being called throughout all the games, and that seems to be the how it goes in the first round throughout the years. So, we have to do a better job and win the special teams. That's going to be a big part of this series going forward.
Along those lines, what did you like about the power play? You got a couple goals off of that unit tonight.
I think early on, we did a good job of containing their pressure and just shooting. I think we were trying to get a little too cute maybe early on, and I think for the most part we just tried to simplify it and just try and shoot. And obviously we get a bounce on the OT goal, and then obviously Spronger, he's shot the puck well all year, and he found a way to put one in.
Another game where you were able to get out to a quick pace and get the lead. What for you has changed with this group? Whereas if like last year the slow starts were kind of one of the biggest killers, and now they're one of the biggest reasons why you've been able to level this series. So what has changed?
I don't really want to compare this team to last year. Last year was. It was a tough year, but I think we did a good job of building a foundation of how we wanted to play. We added some huge pieces this summer. You could see from the offseason on just the commitment that the organization took to winning by adding guys. And I think as much as last year was awful and wasn't a lot of fun, we built a little bit of a foundation, got a little bit of familiarity with how we wanted to play, familiar with the rink, familiar with the coaches. I mean, just everything was new. And I think last year we had obviously the Vegas thing looming over us as far as how well they did, and that was hard to try and compete with, trying to get to the Stanley Cup final in your first year. But we kind of took it under wing, and this early year, obviously from day one we've been underdogs, and when you start winning games early in the year like we did, I think we had a 4, 5, 6, I don't know what it was, winning streak. You start to gain confidence that we're a good team. So, but at the end of the day, we have to stick to our identity, which is depth. We play quick, and we win by committee. Sorry.
Last one.
Jordan, given the context you just walked us through about the 18-month journey you've been on
Yep.
since arriving here, how much does the moment like that goal hitting the back of the net and the crowd blowing up mean to you?
Well, I think it's been tough, but it's kind of fun to be part of a group from day one. Not many guys get to experience that. Obviously, we were kind of joking around before the game. This is the biggest game in Kraken history. So, I think it's fun to be a part of something from the floor up. And, as much as things were tough last year, we turned it around quickly, and that's a credit to obviously the organization, the coaching staff, the GM, the players. But we still have a lot to prove. We obviously we want to prove that we belong in this league and that we can compete with all these teams. And I think the biggest thing for me too is you kind of want to make this a hockey town and have people love going to Kraken games and enjoy the product of playoff hockey, which is obviously why we play the game. It's enjoyable. I mean, you hear it out there. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, that's what we're trying to do.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yep.